When buying a home, there are quite a few steps from where you are now to the moment you can move in and enjoy it. Having a successful home buying experience is all about getting the details right from start to finish. So in this video, we're going to give you 8 tips to help you navigate the process, save money, and get the keys to your new home.
Number 1, get your finances in order. You'll need to focus on things like paying off debt, building an emergency fund, and saving money for a down payment and closing costs. This is hands down the most important step because owning a home is expensive, much more expensive than renting, even if your monthly house payment will be similar to your current rent amount. Because when you own a home, you're responsible for everything, all the maintenance, all the wear and tear, all the upkeep, and that can add up fast.
Tip number 2, pick the right type of house and neighborhood. Would a condo or a townhouse make sense for you? Or would you rather have the privacy of a house? Think about your long-term needs. If you plan to start or expand your family, it may make sense to buy a home with extra room to grow. Also consider how many bedrooms you'll need, and if you have pets, you might want to consider buying a home with a big yard. Once you've decided the type of home that's right for you, you can then begin to consider which neighborhoods you would like to live in.
Tip number 3, find the right real estate agent. After you decide where you want to live and you've investigated the schools, crime rates, and distance to local amenities, find a real estate agent who works with clients in the neighborhoods that you're targeting. An experienced agent can help you vet neighborhoods and homes, schedule tours, negotiate, drop contracts, and so much more. So ask your friends and family for recommendations in your area too, and be sure to interview at least a few because you want to make sure that they're a good fit before deciding to work together.
Tip number 4, get pre-approved before you start looking at homes. A pre-approval is a letter from a lender that shows you're approved for a mortgage for a certain amount. Including a pre-approval letter in your offer shows the seller that you're a serious buyer. It's proof that you can actually afford the home, and it may help you win in a bidding war also. It might help you to focus on what monthly payment you can afford rather than fixating on the maximum loan amount you qualify for. See our video up top on how to choose the right mortgage lender. Choosing a lender will ensure that you get your home with minimal amount of worry, stress, or delays.
Tip number 5, have realistic expectations. Don't go out searching for a unicorn. Unicorns don't exist. Looking for the home that checks every one of your boxes to perfection is fine, but if you have a really long list, it can narrow your choices too much and might lead you to pass over perfectly good options in hopes that something better will come along. Instead, keep an open mind about what's on the market and be willing to put in some sweat equity. Just remember that every home can be customized over time to check every box on your list. By the way, if you're liking this video, please help us out by hitting the like button and subscribing. Also, if you have any questions about real estate, put your comments down below or contact us by clicking on our website listed down below.
Tip number 6, make a competitive offer. If you're a first-time home buyer, it may be hard to know how much you should offer. That's when you can rely on the expertise of your real estate agent. Ask your agent to help to make sure your offer is competitive, but also within your budget and the home's value. Be careful not to make an impulsive offer that's higher than you can actually afford to try to win a bidding war. It might help you to focus on the monthly payment you can afford rather than fixating on the maximum loan amount. Just because you can qualify for a $500,000 loan doesn't mean you can afford the monthly payments that come with it.
Tip number 7, negotiate with the seller. This can be a tricky process, so make sure to take the advice of your real estate agent when getting into negotiations. During the inspection period, for example, you may be able to save money by asking the seller to pay for repairs in advance or lowering the price to cover the cost of repairs you'll have to make later. You may also ask the seller to pay some of the closing costs, but keep in mind that lenders may limit the portion of closing costs that sellers can pay. Your negotiating power will all depend on the current market. It's tougher to get yourself a bargain when there are more buyers than homes for sale. So work with your real estate agent to understand the local market and strategize accordingly.
Tip number 8, prepare for closing. Once your seller accepts your offer, there's still a lot to be done before you close. Your real estate agent will schedule things like getting a home appraisal, completing a home inspection, doing a final walkthrough, and completing paperwork related to your loan. Your lender will also require you buy homeowner's insurance before closing. On closing day, you'll complete the final legal and financial paperwork you needed to complete your purchase. You should prepare to pay between 2 to 6% of the home's purchase price in closing costs. Your lender will provide with you a breakdown of all those costs prior to closing. Keep in mind that the average closing process takes about 53 days. During this time, it's very important to make sure there are no changes to your financial status. Do not open any new lines of credit and make sure to keep large deposits and withdrawals to a minimum. Any new financial activity can have a negative effect on your loan.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out our other videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.